Hi there and welcome to Elke Art. My name is Mrs. Elke and today it's April and they have a saying that goes something like this: April showers bring Mayflowers. So today I wanted to do some art based on that saying and think about maybe all of those showers that we get in the month of April. And we've gotten lots of rain this year. So I wanted to do an umbrella with some rain showers. You can see my rain is even still a little bit wet going down my paper. The rain is a super fun part. So follow along as we draw and color and design our very own umbrella, and then of course add some rain. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy this too. For this project, I'm using watercolor paper. This happens to be 90 pound. I have a little spray bottle, watercolor paint, and some oil pastels here. I'm going to start with a pastel. It doesn't really matter what color. I'm choosing orange. And I want to kind of make little dots close to the side of my paper, pretty much in the middle. And I want to connect those dots with an arch. So I'll put a little dot at the top for about where I want it to go. And I'm going to make a curved line to the left and then a curved line to the right to kind of connect those dots. I call this a rainbow line. And then I want to make some more smaller rainbow lines underneath to make the bottom of my umbrella. It doesn't really matter if you have the same amount or a different amount than I do. Next, I'm going to make a little bump at the top. And I want to connect that bump to all of the dips in the bottom. So you can see where the points come down. I'm connecting a curved line that connects the top to the bottom. Then I'm going to make the letter J, and it could be a forwards or a backwards J. I'm going for a backwards one. And then I'm going to add another line that goes right next to the J, and then I'll connect them at the top with a little line that goes over like that. And now I have an umbrella. Now, in each section of the top part of my umbrella, I want to add some designs, some details, some patterns. So it really doesn't matter what, but I'm going to have fun playing with different patterns in each section. So I've got some zigzag lines in this one. Maybe in this section I'll do some polka dots. I could do hearts, I could do flowers, whatever shape or line design that you would like to do. Notice that I'm trying to stay inside of my umbrella lines, and I'm coloring pretty hard with my oil pastels. Actually, I want the entire umbrella colored in with oil pastel before I'm done. So even though I'm adding line designs, I will need to go back in and add some color in between them so that I can really have my umbrella filled. Next, I'm adding some floating squares because I thought that might be nice. It really doesn't matter what kind of design you do, just that you have fun creating designs. Now you'll notice that I'm only using orange and red, and I think I'm going to color with some yellow too. Those are all warm colors. So if you'd like to stick to a warm color palette, you could. Or if you want to get wild and crazy and use all of the colors, you can do that too. It really doesn't matter. I am going to be using cool colors for my background to make the rain. I'll be using blues and purples. So if you really want your umbrella to pop, I recommend maybe staying away from those. All right, here is my umbrella. It's all set. Notice I tried to fill in the entire thing with oil pastels. Now for the fun part, it's time to make it rain. I'm using a lot of water and a lot of paint right at the top edge of my paper. And I'm really trying to dip my brush in water and paint a lot so it's very thick and very wet. The wetter and the thicker the paint, the better. Now I'm also working just right on my table, but you may want to have a messy mat or something down below because we're going to start lifting up our paper like this and we're going to hope that it drips. Usually I want to avoid dripping, but in this case, we really want it to drip. So I can keep adding some water to the top. You can see my drips starting to happen. And sometimes the more you shake the paper, the more it drips too. So if you give it a little shake, or I find too, if you give it a little squirt, that can encourage dripping too. So I might spray the top with some water. And then if you kind of tap your paper a little bit, especially if you tap it on the bottom like this, tap, 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 it really helps the drips come down. Now I'm going to keep on adding some water to the very top of my paper, and I'm going to try not to brush it down as hard as it is or as tempting as it is to pull it down. I'm going to try just to add it at the top and let gravity pull it down. And again, I can do that by kind of shaking or tapping my paper, and that will encourage those drips. But it's kind of fun to see how many drips you can get, and of course, holding it up or holding it up and down will kind of help those drops come down to the bottom. And you can see the little puddles forming on the bottom of my paper on my table below. So I'm going to tap, 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 and let all those drips go down, 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 down to the bottom of my paper. And then you can see that I've got this nice rain forming on my page. I can give it a couple squirts, tap, 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 let it rain some more until my paper gets full of rain. Now, I will also take a Kleenex and kind of dab my umbrella. So the oil pastels kind of repels the water and the rain, just like an umbrella does. So if you just kind of tap some Kleenex or paper towel on your umbrella, that will take the rain off of the umbrella and keep it nice and clean. I hope you had fun creating this umbrella picture with me. Feel free to check out my channel, Elke Art, for more fun art tutorials. Thanks for watching.